Concerning. I think it's an area that I don't think has actually come. Well, I suppose injuries, they haven't really come into the public sphere as much, but I think that they're going to in the future. And it's really, really scary to see that we're not actually aware of this. And your point about the home renovations, I can tell you now I'll be appointing only professionals to be taking care of that.
That's the safest option.
Yeah, I think so. We always have to watch out. But I think if anyone actually thinks that they may have been exposed to asbestos, that they should actually go see doctors as well, just to be on the safe side.
You need to see your medical treaters and, of course, legal representation.
Absolutely.
Legal advice.
But hopefully there won't be that many claims, but obviously, as we said, we just don't know. So, but anyway, it's mailbag time and we've got to go to our questions.
Excellent.
Our first question tonight comes from Sam in Fitzroy, who writes, "Dear PI Show, I just wanted to find out about a work injury that happened to me 3 years ago. I had a concrete pipe roll onto my right leg, smashing my shin bone out through the skin, then having a rod put in my leg from the knee down to the ankle to fix it. That sounds so serious. I hope that you're okay, Sam. In the past 12 months, it's really been giving me trouble. Now that my daughter is 3, I'm finding out that the quality of my leg is no good when I'm trying to run around with her and do father things. Do I have any rights?" Just going to take that to you first, John. I mean, serious set of circumstances here.
Shocking
and
injury.
A father that can't play with his child. So,
Sam, you've clearly suffered a serious injury. Sam, I hope you've made a work cover claim in the first place. This has occurred 3 years ago, so I'm sure you would have lodged a work cover claim entitling you to weekly payments of compensation and medical and like expenses. If you haven't, do so immediately. You'll have to show why you've delayed for the 3 years, but if what you're telling me is correct, well, there shouldn't be any problem. And thereafter, you've got common law rights. Caroline, common law rights, what have we got here?
Well, Sam, you've touched on one of the big issues, which is pain and suffering damages. You can get 2 lots of damages: pain and suffering and loss of earnings. Pain and suffering is the sort of thing that you're talking about, where it clearly impacts on your family life, looking after your children. You can get actually substantial damages, but the other thing is you have to be part of the work cover system to get it. So as John said, you've got to put in a work cover claim, just commence the process. You can put in a claim 18 months after your injury. You're clearly exceeded that because it's 3 years. And you've got to show negligence. And you've touched on that by the fact that a pipe rolling onto your leg, it sounds like the system of work was very unsafe. You've got to show negligence. And
we'll have to look into exactly what's gone on. But my prima facie, Sam, anyone that's injured in such a way, the employer has got a lot of questions to ask, don't they, Caroline?
Or to answer, certainly.
That's right.
Exactly, yeah. So, look, seek legal advice, I would say immediately, because you've got a lot of entitlements outstanding.
Well, we hope that's helped you, Sam. We're going to move on to our second question tonight. It's, "Dear Tony, John and Kathy, I've recently had an operation on my right shoulder due to a work-related injury. Since I am right-handed, I find it difficult to do most of my normal housework and I'm worried about my ability to return to work in a full-time capacity. I'm just wondering how bad an injury needs to be before it's worth following up. Also, if I can still work but can't do other things like I used to, for example, housework, is that something that work cover will compensate for me?" And this comes from Karen in Reservoir. Caroline, I might take you to this one first. I mean, you know, it's quite difficult not being able to work from your dominant hand in particular, and also not being able to do duties that you used to be able to, especially domestic duties. But how can one advise Karen?
Well, I'm not really clear whether she's put in a work cover claim or not. If you haven't, you should do that fairly quickly. Look, under the work cover scheme, if you've got an injury arising out of employment, you can get compensation. As John said earlier, weekly payments, as long as you can't go back to your pre-injury duties or there is some sort of restriction, and also medical and life expenses. In your case, also, you might have an entitlement to home household support. Number one, put in a claim, okay? Just get the whole thing started, and you can go and see a lawyer if there's a problem with, if your claim's rejected. There's a whole host of entitlements out there, and insurance companies are historically not very good at telling you what your rights are. You need to go and see a lawyer.
So, Caroline, in regards to home help, what could occur is the treating practitioner for Karen could write a short little note saying why you need such assistance at home because of the disability arising out of the right shoulder injury. That little note then can be passed on to the work cover agent, asking for approval for home help assistance.
Absolutely, and can I just add on that as well, John, that there are instances where the work cover agents actually don't reply, or they actually reject the claim for home help.
Or just delay.
That's right, and if you really feel that you need that home help, it might only be for a couple of hours a week, but it's still something better than nothing, then you can always take that to conciliation as well to try and speed that up.
Any decision unfavourable can always be taken to conciliation, to be challenged.
That's right, but hopefully you'll be able to get some home help and definitely consult a lawyer. We hope that's helped you, Karen.
And Carolyn, also, you've got common law rights again here. You've got a nasty right shoulder injury. You may have an impairment benefit claim, a 98C&E claim under the Act, plus common law rights, again, for pain and suffering and maybe for economic loss. So you need to seek legal advice.
Okay. Thank you, Karen, for writing into us. And our last question for this evening, it's Dear PI Show. I am a former Operational Victoria police officer. Around 2007, I suffered a lower back injury due to the equipment belt I was forced to wear over the years. I made a claim with VicPol's work cover insurer at the time of the injury. I was then given an equipment vest which evenly distributes the weight of the equipment over my upper body. However, the damage was already done. Between now and then, I have received various medical treatments, all to no avail. Over the years, I have managed my injury as best as I could. However, in recent months, it has become progressively worse. I've now reached the stage where I have great concerns for my health as I age. I already have a work cover claim, but what should I do now? And this comes from Sergio in Chadstone. A claim against VicPol. John?
This is very interesting, Kathy. We've got a situation where there's a lower back injury from a work-issued belt.
That's right.
Now, and it's accepted claim, and it looks like it's been progressively getting worse. Well...
but Sergio is on work cover pain. He has actually got an accepted claim, though.
So, Sergio, you may have lump sum entitlements. Well, most likely you will have an impairment benefits entitlement to pursue after the 1 year anniversary, plus common law damages claims.
So it's basically the same as the previous viewers.
So you need to seek legal advice in that regard.
And keep maybe the belt so that the lawyer can actually have a look at it.
We've got to check the weight.
We hope that's helped you, but we've come to that time, unfortunately, where we have to leave you for this evening. We would like you to keep writing into us. Our email address is info@thepishow.com, and please catch up on earlier episodes at www.thepishow.com. And thank you for watching again this evening.
Good evening, viewers.
Good night.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks.